Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and this is currently my Manchester United versus Bournemouth preview, Sunday 4:30 kickoff, as I currently said. So I did say to you on this channel, I were currently going to be doing a Manchester United Bournemouth preview either yesterday or today, as I currently said. So it's been a great start for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer so far, 2 wins out of 2, getting his first win at Old Trafford against Huddersfield Town, of course. Goals scored and 2 goals conceded, as we all know. So hopefully we can keep this impressive form going up and keep performing the way we are. So I've got some news to update you with. That Sanchez is set to return. So Sanchez, Anthony Martial and Romelu Lukaku could be in contention to play against Bournemouth, because obviously Martial missed the last game. Lukaku's missed the last 2 games because he's been on compassionate leave, and also Sanchez has been injured since November. Reportedly, he has been working really hard to get his fitness at the training ground, and reportedly now he's set to return against Bournemouth. I don't know if he is actually going to play in the Bournemouth game, but Solskjaer has confirmed that he will definitely be in contention for the Newcastle game on the 2nd of January, which Solskjaer has confirmed. But Sanchez, yeah, he's set to return now. He looks fully fit. Does Alexis Sanchez, which is very good news. He has been progressing his fitness at the training ground, as Alexis Sanchez been working really hard to get his fitness regime, and he looks now set to return, and he does look fully fit, does Alexis Sanchez. Solskjaer has confirmed that Romelu Lukaku and Alexis Sanchez do have to prove themselves, and this is something that he said in his current press conference, as I said. But I think we've still got Smalling out. We've still got Rojo out. I think Scott Montoya is still out as well, as I currently said. And I don't know if Sanchez is actually going to be playing in this game, but he did reportedly say that he could be in contention to play in the Bournemouth game, and so too could Romelu Lukaku, as we all know. So this is a chance to prove themselves, Romelu Lukaku and Alexis Sanchez, who of course have been struggling for consistency this season. Sanchez has been poor since he's come to the club. He hasn't really done all. Lukaku struggled for consistency this season. His big game bottler, his first touches concern me, but if he's going to get the chance under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to prove himself, this is what Solskjaer has currently said. But Lukaku, as I said, struggled for goals this season. He scored 27 goals in his first season. Romelu Lukaku, there's been reports coming out from the media that potentially, are interested in him. I think he admitted during one of the international breaks he was keen on the move to Juventus. To Italy was Romelu Lukaku. Obviously, Raiola represents him, as we all currently know. But there has been rumours about that going on, so he can get the chance to prove himself under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. So Sanchez could be in contention for the Bournemouth game. As I currently said. But as I said, Solskjaer said he's going to give everybody the chance. He said he's going to rotate the squad, as he said, give the youth a chance as well, which is very good to see. There's been rumours going on about Andres Pereira linked with a move to Arsenal. Reportedly there's been no sign of him signing a new contract yet, but he's been frustrated with the lack of game time he's been getting. But I think under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's going to get more game time, as we all currently know. I think Fred, he needs to get more game time to get playing to his potential level, as I currently said as well. But yeah, it's Manchester United Bournemouth at 4:30 on Sunday. But the last 2 games have been very good. 8 goals scored. Paul Pogba's been fantastic, performing fantastically well. He wants to play under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Scored 2 goals in his last game. Got 2 or 3 assists in the Cardiff game. Lingard played very well last time out. Matic scored last time out against Cardiff. Against Huddersfield as well. Pogba ran the show in the midfield. It's good to see fullbacks pushing high up the pitch, creativeness, passion, heart, desire, shown in that Manchester United team. And Solskjaer's got the right mentality at this club, as we all know. And the right mentality is in the team. The players want to play for him. The fans are very happy as well, because as you saw under Mourinho, the players didn't want to play for him. The players weren't happy with him. The fans weren't happy with him. But now we've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He understands the philosophy. He likes attacking football. He likes the width. As we all know, it's good to see him mention he's rotating, and he's going to give everybody the chance, as we all currently know. But yeah, good two performances. Last time out, as I currently said, Lingard's been playing very, very well. The whole team's been playing very, very well. They've been communicating, they've been working hard together as a team, as we all know. So hopefully we can keep this impressive performance up against Bournemouth, as we all know. Potentially we did beat Bournemouth early on this season by 2 goals to 1. Rashford had scored the winner, as we all currently know. The first ever meeting, actually, when Bournemouth came up, they actually did beat Manchester United by 2 goals to 1. The last 7 meetings, Manchester United have won 5. There's been one draw, and Bournemouth have won 1 in the current process. Bournemouth, have obviously lost 4 of their last 5 games. They're sitting, I think, 12th in the league table. They've won 8, drawn 2, and lost 9 out of 19 games so far this season. They've got injuries. They've got Lewis Cook out for the season. They've got Daniel Gosling out. And they've got Adam Smith out through injury as well of Bournemouth. But as I said, Eddie Howe, he's never really managed at the top level, as we all currently know. He's been at Bournemouth, the majority of his career, to be quite honest with you. Most of his managerial career has been with Bournemouth. When he was playing, most of his playing career he was with Bournemouth as well. I think he had a spell with Burnley, in his managerial career, but mostly he has been at Bournemouth, and he did win, of course, the championship with Bournemouth as well, as we all currently know. But as I said, Solskjaer knows the club inside out of Manchester United. He knows the culture of the club. He knows the traditions of the club. He knows his lineups, his tactics, and he's got that winning mentality. As we all currently know, who's to say if he does progress very, very well in these 6 months, who's to say that he will get offered the job, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Who's to say he won't get the contract, as we all currently know? But as I said, yeah. Who's to say that Solskjaer won't get the contract, if he does very, very well, as we all currently know. We know that Ed Woodward has got his mind on maybe Pochettino or Zinedine Zidane potentially to come in at the end of the season if Solskjaer doesn't get the job on a full-time basis. Solskjaer, admitted he would like the job on a full-time basis, and he's happy fulfilling the role at Manchester United, of course, because the players are getting the best out of him. He's getting the best out of the players now, and it's a total different Manchester United, because we are playing United where... as we more currently know. But as you've seen in these 2 games, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer so far, there's vast improvement in the team. The team are playing well as a team. They're getting forward. They're getting bodies in decent positions, scoring goals, creating chances. As I said, and this is something we struggle to do under Jose Mourinho, as we all currently know. But I'm fully confident we're going to beat Bournemouth on Sunday. As I currently said, we are going to beat them on Sunday. We're there. Just going to get a few match statistics going into this game, as I said. But yeah, as I said, Manchester United Bournemouth Sunday. It's 4:30 kickoff at the moment. Manchester United are sitting. I think we're sitting 8 points behind top 4, 19 points behind top, as we all currently know. So we have got winnable games coming up, as we all know, guys. To be quite honest with you. But Pogba's been playing very, very well, and when he does play to his potential best, Paul Pogba, easy play that can at least be on 10 to 15 goals a season, as I currently said. So he's played very, very well in these 2 games, as we all know, and he's a very, very good player. Paul Pogba's like 2 players in 1 in that midfield, when he's playing to his potential best. But as I said, I think the whole team have been playing very, very well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Against Lindelof played well against Huddersfield. He was part to play for the first goal. Mata was okay, wasn't his best, but he was part to play for the second goal. As I currently said, and Paul Pogba's third goal was absolutely amazing against Huddersfield Town. Solskjaer did admit that he'd give us a few scares. We did start the game off a bit slow, but you can tell now the difference in the Manchester United team, the confidence. Solskjaer understands the philosophy. He said he wanted the players to express themselves, and this is what they've done. He said, we're just going to get the players enjoying football again. He likes working here alongside Mike Phelan and Carrick and Kieran and all that, because he has praised them, as we all know. But yeah, I think we're really going to have a good second half of the season, as we all currently know. Reportedly, Solskjaer is going to get around £50 million to spend in the January transfer window. Reportedly, he's going to get around £50 million spent in January transfer window. Reportedly, the board have sanctioned any permanent deals. According to the press anywhere, they said he's allowed to get loan deals in this upcoming January transfer window, as I currently said. But as I said, Lukaku's fit enough. I think Lukaku's going to be featuring in this game. He's going to get a chance to prove and establish himself. So too is Sanchez. But it's not guaranteed he will start in this game. But he looks now like he's set to return for Manchester United. Alex Sanchez, and he may prove himself under the management of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Ole Gunnar has been discussing his managerial style at the club, and he suits the trappings of the club because he knows about the club, as we all currently know, because he was a great player from 1996 to 2007 under Alex Ferguson. Was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. He's had a bit of managerial experience. I know he didn't do so good at Cardiff. He won 2 Norwegian titles with Mold, but his defensive record was pretty bad. But as I said, I think he's going to do well at Manchester United, as we all know. And if we do keep progressing, like a lot of Manchester United fans would recommend, him to get the job on a full-time basis, as we all currently know. But yeah, he's going to give the youth a chance. He's still got to think about contract renewals because there's a lot of players, coming to the end of the contracts, as we all know. But as I said, they are playing to the potential level now. We are getting at least 70-80% better out of these players. Bay, hasn't really played much this season, but I think he's definitely going to get the chance under Solskjaer. As I currently said, I think Pereira is going to get the more chance under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. So yeah, so I think Manchester United are going to win the weekend. To be quite honest with you, 2 wins out of 2 now under Solskjaer, 8 goals scored. Which is very very good to see as well. We've got great players in that team because a lot of money has been spent on that team. You've got Rashford, who can press high up the pitch. You've got great genuine pace. You've got Martial, who'll grow and develop more just like Rashford. Will get up the pitch and create and press high up the pitch as well. Lingard, good at operating space, can pass the ball, good at pressing high up the pitch as well. So we have got a lot of players that are fast on the ball, that can create chances, that can score goals, that can provide as well. And as we have seen in the last couple of games, because Lingard's been getting assists, Lingard's been scoring goals as well as he did in the Cardiff game. He got on assist and got 2 goals. As I said, Martial scoring a very very good goal against Cardiff. He did miss the Huddersfield game, unfortunately. You've seen Paul Pogba getting 2 or 3 assists against Cardiff and getting 2 goals against Huddersfield as well. Which is very very good to see. So Pogba has been involved, as we all currently know. But Pogba's expressed himself very very well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and the players look happy under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. I thought Jones put a good performance in against Huddersfield as well. I thought he put a good solid performance in. Lindelof played very very well as well. It'd be good to see Diego Doyle at start. He could have scored against Huddersfield. He missed a great chance, as we all know. But and develop under the management of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But there's still players who could actually leave Manchester United. If Lukaku and Sanchez don't, prove themselves under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, then they could potentially leave. As we all know, obviously Sanchez is on £500,000 a week here, as we all know. So we will go through some match facts here, leading to the Man United-Bournemouth game. After losing their first ever league clash with Bournemouth, meaning Manchester United, in December 2015, Manchester United are unbeaten in each of their last 6 Premier League games against them. 1-5 draw, 1 Bournemouth, and never beaten us at Old Trafford in all competitions, losing 6 and drawing 1. The Cherries have netted just 2 goals in those 7 matches in all competitions. Bournemouth have won just 2 of their 15 previous matches against Manchester United, drawn 3, lost 10, keeping just one clean sheet in the process. 2-0 win January 1984 FA Cup Round 3. Manchester United are looking to score 3 consecutive Premier League victories for the first time since a run of 5 in April. Bournemouth have never lost 7 of their last 9 Premier League games, conceding 21 goals along the way. Bournemouth have won just 8 points from 6-3 available away against sides in the Premier League, big 6 sides in the Premier League. 1-2, played 21, 1-2, drawn 2, lost 17. Bournemouth wins. Both wins came against Chelsea, while one of the draws was at Old Trafford. Manchester United have failed. Manchester United have failed scoring more home league games this season too. Then they've kept clean sheets at Old Trafford. Manchester United striker Romelu Lukaku scored 7 goals in just 6 Premier League appearances against Bournemouth, including bagging 6 in his last 3 versus the Cherries. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is looking to become only the 3rd manager to win his first Premier League games in Premier League games in charge of the club. After Matt Busby and Jose Mourinho, Man United's Paul Pogba has been directly involved in 4 goals in his last 2 Premier League games. 2 goals assists, as many as he has in his previous 12 combined. So there is a few match statistics there to give you an update on going into this game. But as we all currently know, bit of transfer rumours now to get you involved. We know that Manchester United are interested in Koulibaly. He keeps getting mentioned in the media. We know Toby Alderweireld keeps getting mentioned in the media. As I said, Koulibaly, 20, as I said, very very good player. Adapts every area of his game very very well. He is 27 years of age as well, and the Senegal international is one of the finest defenders in the world. Reportedly in the process now, Manchester United have actually had 3 bids turned down for Koulibaly, as we all know. Reportedly he's rated at around £90 million, but the Napoli president did confirm that Manchester United had put this £95 million bid in. According to the media, what I saw, they're not willing to do any business in this upcoming January transfer window, but he's still potentially on Manchester United's radar. As we all know, he's a Koulibaly, he adapts every area of his game very, very well. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play. He's technically very, very good. He's physically very, very strong, and I think he'd be a good leader in our defensive line. To be quite honest with you, it would be a great, great major signing if we were somewhere along the line to come to an agreement with Napoli of getting the pursuit of the player. Would be a great, great sign, because obviously, we haven't been, we wasn't getting as major priority targets and as number one choices, under Jose Mourinho. The board weren't backing in, some of the signings that Jose Mourinho wanted to make. He wasn't getting as major priority targets, as I currently said. And we haven't had that for a long time. We've bought players, we've seen players come in, we've seen players leave, as we all know. But under Mourinho, we wasn't getting our number one targets. We was like getting our second, third choice targets, as we all currently know. But Koulibaly would be a major, major signing if he was to come to United. He looked good if you put him alongside Bain and you put him alongside Lindelof. And who'd say he may be a flop if he came to the Premier League, but he's never played in the Premier League, but he's got a good pedigree in Europe. And he's a very, very good player. He's still under contract with Napoli till 2023. With reports coming out the other day saying that he actually signed a new contract, did Koulibaly, as we all know. But he adapts every area of his game very, very well. As I said, and Napoli only paid £7 million for him from Genk, and Ed Woodward has been in discussions with the Napoli officials over a potential deal. But I think Manchester United in the process now have had 3 bids turned down for the player, reportedly. So yeah, the rumours do keep coming up about Koulibaly. We know Manchester United have also been interested in Toby Alderweireld, as we all currently know. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract, and he is well Premier League proven, is Toby Alderweireld, as we all know. Well Premier League proven, as we all know. Good in the air, and he is 29 years of age, Toby Alderweireld. As I said, I do have reservations about him. I think he needs to adjust his game a bit more, and he is still a world-class central defender. As I said, well Premier League proven. He has lost the pace a little bit, as Toby Alderweireld. Reportedly, he's rated at around 35 million pounds, something like that. But Man United, of course, were linked to him during the course of summer. Ed Woodward had held negotiations with Danny Lever about this. But potentially Man United never come to an agreement, because Tottenham at that point were demanding around £60 million for Toby Alderweireld. As we all know, he's been a full international, since 2009, Alderweireld, as we all know. But as I said, he's Premier League proven, as we all currently know, is Toby Alderweireld. I think, he's got a 25 million release clause as the player for next summer, but I'd be happy if we got him. I think he'd lead our backline very, very well. He knows about the Premier League, as we all know, but Tottenham still know how much of a central player he is, and Tottenham have got a very, very good squad, as we all currently know. But yeah, we are still linked with Toby Alderweireld, Tottenham's Toby Alderweireld. So we have been linked with quite a few central defenders. We've been hearing the news about Eddie Metelio, the young Porto player, as we all currently know. Reportedly got around a 40-odd million release clause. He's under contract with Porto to 2023. He's been in the senior squad, quite a few years now, because he reasoned up the youth system with Sao Paulo. He is now officially a Porto player. He's been at Porto a year or two, is it now? He's only been in the senior squad quite a few years, so he has grown and developed as Eddie Metelio. Reportedly, Manchester United have shown an interest in him as well. He is a centre-back. As I currently said, he's a player, can play as a right back and the defensive midfield, just like obviously Toby Alderweireld can play as a full back and you can play him as a centre back. Koulibaly can obviously play as a centre back and a full back, and he can operate as a defensive midfielder, so his versatility is very, very good as well. But obviously Toby Alderweireld is Premier League proven. Koulibaly never played in the Premier League, but obviously, Toby Alderweireld doesn't complement the likes of the likes of Koulibaly whatsoever. He's on a different level. He's Koulibaly because he's potentially a world-class central defender. That's why he's attracted interest from Man United, and I think a few other teams have expressed the interest in him as well. But I think he complements our defence very, very well. We've got quite a lot of defenders. We've got Jones, we're not injury prone, but he can play well, when he gets the game time, he can get that form. Phil Jones, Smalling, he's there as a backup option. You've got Marcus Rojo there as a backup option, and Marcus Rojo's versatility is very, very good, because you can put him as a wing back, you can put him as a full back, and you could put him in a centre defensive position as well. Marcus Rojo, so he's good there as a potential. He's good there as a backup. You've got Bailly there. He hasn't had much game time this season, but going to get the chance under Solskjaer. He's got great potential, as we all know. So I think, yeah, I think Koulibaly, would look good alongside them. I think Toby Alderweireld would look good alongside them. So whether we make any signings in this January window or not, I do not know, to be quite honest with you. But Manchester United reportedly, of course, been interested in a winner because reportedly Man United do want to get a winger, as it currently said in the media. But the latest one to be mentioned has been Douglas Costa, as we all know. Reportedly, Manchester United put around a £54 million bid in for Douglas Costa. Reportedly, this had been turned down by Juventus. Reportedly, this was from the Italian press. I don't think it will happen anywhere, but I think he's got a lot of good physical attributes. He's good on the ball. He's got a lot of tenacity part his play. He's fast. His speed's very, very good, as I said. He can put crosses into the box as well. Can Douglas Costa for Juventus? He's very, very good, Douglas Costa. He's failed to establish himself this season because obviously since Ronaldo's arrival, Douglas Costa, of course, hasn't been getting the game time at Juventus, as he would like. It's his second season. Well, Juventus paid £36 million. They triggered his release clause. They paid £36 million for him. So now they've got him permanently, as we all currently know, because he was on a one-year loan deal last season. He was on a 1 year. His first season with Juventus, he was on a loan deal with Juventus, as we all know. But as I said, he's a very, very good player, Douglas Costa. He's 28 years of age, as we all currently know. When he was younger in his prime, I thought he was outstanding, for Shakhtar Donetsk. He had 5 great years with Shakhtar Donetsk. He had a good couple of years with Bayern Munich as well, did the player. He actually began his career with Gramero, Douglas Costa, as we all know, but he is a very, very good player. He would dramatically improve us because he has got pace, just like Martial, Rashford, Lingard, and all that. We've got pace. Sanchez has got pace as well, so I think he'd complement our team very, very well, and I think he'd get in the mix very, very well, and it would be good to come and see him experience the Premier League. But I don't think it's going to happen anywhere. But there is rumours on and off going on about it in the media that Manchester United have been linked with Douglas Costa. There's potentially people out there saying, we do need a striker as well, because obviously Lukaku hasn't been delivering the goods this season because he's been struggling for consistency, his first touch. Everyone says he's a big game bottler, but yeah, he's missed the last 2 games. He hasn't had the chance to prove himself so far under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I think he's going to be featuring in this Bournemouth game, just like Sanchez has got a chance of featuring in this Bournemouth game. But if not, it's definitely confirmed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself that Sanchez will definitely be playing against Newcastle if he doesn't obviously get named in the Bournemouth. If he doesn't play against Bournemouth as well. But he looks fully fit now, Sanchez. He's been working hard at the training ground to get his fitness regime, as we all know. And he looks potentially fully fit now, so he's set to return, is Alexis Sanchez. Let's see how he performs and what he delivers, under the management of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because obviously the majority of these players obviously weren't playing to the potential best under Jose Mourinho. I think without a doubt, as best player overall this season has been, David De Gea in goal, but the best outfield player, you've got to say, has been Martial and Marcus Rashford. They've been the best 2 outfield players, this season, as we all know, because I know they're going to grow and develop under Solskjaer. Rashford's been a Man United player since the age of 7, progressed up the ranks and all that. He's got a good pedigree scoring on his debut, which he has done. But yeah, he's a very, very good player. Marcus Rashford got good pace, can create chances, a lot of tenacity by his play. He is a threat to opposition's defence, as we all currently know, just like Antonio Martial is. So potentially we have got a very, very good squad. I don't think we're in any rush to get any permanent deals in January. Obviously, the club is still recruiting to get a full-time manager at the end of the season. But as I said, depending on Solskjaer progresses, he may get the job on a full-time basis at the end of the season. Obviously, he knows some of these players because he's worked with them in the Manchester United reserve team before, as we all currently know. But as I said, yeah, it's looking very, very good under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the moment. Players performing, showing heart, showing desire, showing intensity. Playing great, great football. 1 touch, 2 touch, getting in the pockets, getting bodies in deeper positions. Making it difficult for the oppositions. And that's what we intend to do. And this is the style of football that I've been watching. It's exactly comparable to the football we used to play under Alex Ferguson, because Ferguson had great, great players. He had 27 years of great success. As we all know, he won loads and loads of silverware. He was bossing the transfer markets, getting the players that he currently wanted, as we all currently know. And it was very, very good. And I think now, potentially now under the management of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, this team I think he's going to be a replica to what team Alex Ferguson had. I think they're going to start, playing, which they are proving. And I think, there's still problems to address at the club, but I think we are going to elevate to that higher level under the management of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. And, who's to say, Solskjaer won't get the job on a full-time basis, as I currently said. But yeah, there's a bit of chance rumours, as I said, with Koulibaly, Toby Alderweireld and Douglas Costa. So I'll give you an update as I currently said. But as I said, if Solskjaer doesn't get the job, who's going to be potentially the next Manchester United manager at the end of the season? But reportedly, it's going to be either Pochettino or Zinedine Zidane. They are the two favourites. Pochettino's the number one. As I did update you yesterday about potentially the Juventus manager, Massimiliano Allegri. Reportedly, he's been put on the list. As I did say on my live video yesterday, he's been put on the list, but he isn't potentially a favourite, as we all currently know. But as I said, he's a pretty decent manager. He's the Juventus manager. It's hard to really pronounce his whole name. He is the Juventus manager. He's been the Juventus manager since 2014. As we all know, he's won 4 consecutive domestic doubles with them. His ratio is supposed to be very, very good as well. He's got a lot of good players in that Juventus squad, as we all know. He's in his playing career, he was he were at various Italian clubs, as we all know. He's actually been managing now since 2003 as a manager, and he's progressed very, very well. To be quite fair, he's won quite a lot of honours. He's won individual awards as a player, but potentially, he managed a few small Italian teams. He played a key role when he managed to. He managed a key role, when he managed Toulouse. Potentially manage with Cagliari. I think they're an Italian team. I can't pronounce the name. Some of the names I just can't pronounce. Cagliari. He got them to their highest Serie A finish in nearly 15 years. Which was good. So that's good what he did there. With AC Milan, he managed them. For a good 4 years or something like that. He won the Serie A with AC Milan. That was the first time AC Milan had won it since 2004. That was in the 2010-11 season though. He won the Serie A with AC Milan, as we all know. And now he's currently at Juventus. Is Massimiliano Allegri, as we all currently know. But potentially he's been put on Manchester United's radar, but potentially he is not a favourite, as we all currently know. So he's been potentially mentioned. But I think Pochettino's a favourite candidate because, Paul Scholes, who was a great player for Manchester United, as we all know, he actually favoured Pochettino. Well, he says Pochettino would be the right man, good candidate. Gary Neville. Gary Neville, who I think won about 16 major honours at Manchester United as a player, I think, and he's a good pundit now. Even he said, his use of young players, and he said, Gary Neville, he would be a good candidate. Did Gary Neville, would Mauricio Pochettino? This is what Gary Neville said. But he did say we need a reset. We need a restructure. This is what Neville said also when he was saying this, and he did say potentially that he would be a good candidate, Pochettino, because his use of young players and that he's good at developing young players. Is Pochettino, but Pochettino, as I said, he's fully committed at Tottenham at the moment. Even Alex Ferguson said he would be the right candidate to come in at Manchester United. Wouldn't reach Pochettino, Premier League proven, never won out in terms of silverware as a manager. Pochettino, as we all know, in his managerial career. But as I said, he's only spent £50 million at Tottenham since 2014. He's got a good squad in that Tottenham team. I still think he may need to get a couple of signings in, maybe in the January transfer window for his Tottenham team. Mauricio Pochettino, he's got a good pedigree in the Premier League. As I said, he has got that mentality. I think he does understand the philosophy. He understands the Premier League. As we all know, he's been managing since 2009. Got a good record with Tottenham. Had a good record with Southampton. He played 18 years in his playing career as well, did Mauricio Pochettino, as we all currently know. But as I said, Pochettino's got a 5-year deal with Tottenham or something like that. It would cost Man United a fee of around £35-40 million, to actually get Mauricio Pochettino to Old Trafford at the end of the season. But we know potentially there has been talks about him coming in. If this is if Solskjaer doesn't get the job on a full-time basis. And if Solskjaer did get the job on a full-time basis, I would really, really like it, to be quite honest with you. Because, it depends how we progress in this 6 months, as I said. We know Zinedine Zidane's been potentially mentioned, as we all currently know. Zinedine Zidane's been mentioned. great managerial CV, has been managerless since May, as we all know, has never played or managed in the Premier League, but as I said, great managerial CV, good pedigree. Man United reportedly offered him the job a couple of weeks ago. We offered him the job a couple of weeks ago, as I did update you, or a week or so ago. I think he's contemplating the offer. He's in Zidane. Reportedly, there has been talks that he could potentially go manage Juventus. He has ambitions of going to Juventus. I heard rumours about that. But I think he's actually destined to come and manage in the Premier League. Is Zinedine Zidane. He's got experience of dealing with top players, which he has done. He had good players with Real Madrid. Did Zinedine Zidane, as we all know, he won 3 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid, as we all currently know. And he was good as a player in Madrid. He was good as a player with Juventus, as I said. But yeah, there's been talks about him potentially coming in. So I think they are the 2 favourites. If Solskjaer wasn't to get the job on a full-time, basis, as we all currently know. But as I said, like I said, it's good to see the fans happy. We've got, we are a big, massive, massive club historically. More successful club in English football historically, as I said. Biggest stadium in English football, of course, just below Wembley. The second biggest stadium in English football, just below Wembley, as we all know. Big, massive fan base. As I said, it's glad to see all the fans are happy, the players are happy, the players are playing for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Solskjaer is very, very happy as well, because what instructions he's demanded out to them so far, the players have gone along, with what he's currently demanded out, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But he has said, I haven't really watched his press conference, but I think he has said Lukaku and Sanchez do have to prove themselves, they have to go out on that pitch and prove themselves, as Solskjaer has explained, and that is a fair enough comment, as we all know. But yeah, Sanchez, good news about Alexis Sanchez. He's set to return. I think he could be in contention for the Bournemouth game on Sunday. He may come on as a substitute, I don't know. But if not, I did say he's optimistic that he will be, confident that he will be definitely featuring in the Newcastle game on the 2nd of January. As we all know, I think it's at an evening kickoff, if I'm quite sure. Newcastle, as I said. But like I said, yes, I've given you a bit of update. This is my Man United Bournemouth preview, as I currently said. So potentially we'll give you a bit more update on some more transfer rumours right now, as I currently said. As I give you an update on Andres Pereira, reportedly also being interested in him. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract. Andres Pereira, he has been frustrated with lack of game time, but I said under the management of Solskjaer, he's going to give everybody the chance. He was talking about rotating. And Mason Greenwood's going to be making his senior debut, which is very, very good news as well. He's going to be making his senior debut against Reading in the FA Cup. That Solskjaer had confirmed, because he's been doing very, very well for the reserves as Mason Greenwood, as we all know, which is very, very good. But as I said, 2 wins out of 2 under Solskjaer. As I said, he's created that platform, and he's going to build and build and build on that platform. He's only going to Solskjaer. And, we are playing the United way, as we all know, which is very, very good to see. The glory days are slowly returning now, which is very, very good. And, we deserve it, because we haven't seen it for a lot of years, since Ferguson retired. We haven't seen this type of football, this type of football that we have been playing in these 2 games, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We haven't seen it for a long, long time, as we all currently know. But I think he's going to sort the problems out, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's going to turn this club dramatically around. As I said, and hopefully, we've only won 3 trophies, since Alex Ferguson retired. So you can see where the problems have been lying, because obviously the players weren't playing for Mourinho, the players weren't playing under Van Gaal, and the players weren't playing under David Moyes, as we all know. And I think that was one mistake Alex Ferguson did, recommending David Moyes. I know they were both Scottish, but that was a mistake Ferguson did, recommending David Moyes, because he never dealt with top players. He never was proven to be a winner, never won out in terms of silverware. He managed average teams, so that was one mistake that Ferguson did. I thought Van Gaal may have been able to turn it around, because he had a pretty decent pedigree with Bayern Munich and all that, but it didn't work out for him. And we all thought it was going to work out under Mourinho, but it didn't work out under Mourinho, because he won titles everywhere he's been. But it didn't work out under him, I'm afraid, because he had disputes with the top players, he had disputes with the board, and it just didn't work out for him, and just the players weren't playing for Jose Mourinho, as we all know. But now there's a change now. The players are playing with confidence. As I said, they're playing with confidence, showing heart, showing desire, showing intensity, passing the ball very, very well, getting balls in decent positions, creating chances, and it's very, very good to see, as we all currently know. So, Potentially, I will update you on some more rumours now. Obviously give you a bit of an update on Arsenal's transfer rumours, what's going on with them. I give you a bit of an update on Liverpool's transfer rumours of what's going on with them, as I said. So as I said about give you an update on Arsenal's transfer rumours yesterday, guys, I did update you, didn't I, on what's going on with Arsenal's transfer rumours. I did say the latest player they were interested in was Evie Benga. He's a Sevilla player. Umreme's had experience of working with him in the past as well. He is a Sevilla player now. He's a player. I think he's aged 30 years old. I think he is an attacker. I think he is a midfielder. He's a player. He's part of his versatility. He's very, very good. He's strong. He's quick. He's very, very good in the air. He's got quite a lot of tenacity about his play. I've never really watched much of him, but according to some of his stats, he looks a pretty decent player. Umreme is keen on reuniting with the player. Reportedly, he's got around an 18 million release clause as the player, because Arsenal obviously still looking to bolster their squad in January. They got 5 players last summer, as we all know, but they are still looking to bolster their squad up. Are Arsenal, obviously, because potentially they've got a few players injured. Ozil's future, obviously, is still uncertain with Arsenal at the moment. There's teams after Aaron Ramsey. He's set to leave anyway because Arsenal blatantly told him a while back he's not getting a new contract. As we all know, they still look a better team under Umreame. They're looking in better shape. They're playing better football and stuff. And potentially, yeah. But they have, obviously dropping points with Brighton, dropping points in the Cup to Tottenham, and dropping points, against Southampton as well. So they have been. They haven't been to the potential best lately. They did beat Burnley, but they did go 22 games unbeaten before, they lost to Southampton. So potentially I still think they look a better team under Umreame. As I did say, I do think they need to reinvest. They need some reinforcements in there, and they do need to get at least a couple of signings in this upcoming January transfer window. But as I said, Ever Benga's reportedly being mentioned. Arsenal and Umreame are keen on getting him. He's a Sevilla player, as I said. He used to play for Milan as well, did the player. He's obviously, Umreame is keen on reuniting with him. He's won 2 Europa Leagues with Sevilla as the player. He's been on loan deals in the past with, Newell's Old Boys and Atletico Madrid. He began his career with Boca Juniors, as I said. And potentially with Valencia, he was there. Umreame was there when Ever Benga was at Valencia. He played 162 games, won the Copa del Rey with them, as we all know. And he is Argentinian. He become runners up twice. He become runners up in the Copa America with Argentina in 2015 and 16 as well, the player. But reportedly, Arsenal have been interested in him as well. But Arsenal have been interested in him. Arsenal still in search for a winger. As I currently said, they are still in search for a winger. Are Arsenal. Potentially they've been interested in that Christian Pavon from Boca Juniors. Boca Juniors paid £1 million for him, but as I said, he is a winger. He has a release clause, I think, of around £40 million release clause, does the player as well. So Arsenal have been interested in him. But there has been a few teams that have been interested in Arsenal's Aaron Ramsey. As we all know, he's been at Arsenal like over 10 years now. As we all currently know. Well, he's been there about 10 years, something like that, just over 10 years. Reportedly, it says Juventus have been interested in him. The recent team to be interested in have been Paris Saint-Germain, because Paris Saint-Germain have held negotiations with Arsenal and Aaron Ramsey himself. Reportedly willing to offer him 18-month contracts, willing to offer him about 19-20 million pounds, Paris Saint-Germain. But reportedly they've held negotiations. Aaron Ramsey obviously is not signing a new contract with Arsenal. That has been confirmed. Danny Welbeck's going to leave as well because he's out for the season, of course. And plus, I think he's set to leave as well. But obviously, Arsenal know he's available on a free transfer next summer. He's Aaron Ramsey. So they'd rather try to cash in for the player. They'd rather recoup money in January and cash in and get some money rather than let him go on a free transfer next summer. Aaron Ramsey, has done very, very good. He's grown and developed very, very well. In his Cardiff days where he's risen up the ranks, he only played 22 times for Cardiff. He became the youngest first team player ever to play for them, to be quite fair. He was on a long deal with Nottingham Forest as well, but potentially now he's been at Arsenal since 2008, and he's made over 2 century appearances, I think, in the Premier League for Arsenal, as we all know. So he's set to leave anywhere. As I said, Ozil's future still uncertain with Arsenal.
He hasn't. I don't think he's fully committed to his future. I do think he feels unhappy, under the management of Emery, because he hasn't really established himself. He hasn't played to his potential best under the management of Emery, and he struggled to adapt himself, and he struggled for that consistency, and he has struggled for form as Mesut Ozil, as we all know. There has been a few teams monitoring an interest in Mesut Ozil, as we all know, but I think his future's still uncertain. But he is Premier League proven. He signed a new contract worth £350,000 a week. Was it like? Yeah, it was last year, because there were teams actually interested in him. He looked set to leave then, but he didn't. He ended up signing a new contract. Did Mesut Ozil, as we all know, but he's been a bit lethargic this season, been a bit slow in terms of his play and all that. But he can be a really, really good player, and Arsenal still know how much of a key and essential player that Mesut Ozil is. But he's grown and developed very, very well. He is aged 30 years. He's 30 years of age now, also. You can put him on the wing. You can put an attacking midfield position. I think the midfield is mainly his actual position, Mesut Ozil. He fulfills that number 11 shirt, as we all know. But as I said, Arsenal still don't have much of a central player. He is, he risen up the rank to Schalke. He's won honours and he's won individual awards, based on his performances that he's shown over the years. He was at Werder Bremen, he was at Real Madrid. I thought he did very, very well under the management under Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid at the time. He did very, very well. And since he's been at Arsenal, he's done well. And Arsenal paid £42.5 million for him, as we know. So potentially his future is still uncertain at this moment in time. Is Mesut Ozil's, but he has missed key games this season, and he suffered an injury early on this season. He had a back injury as well. But Arsenal do look a much better team still under Emery. They've got Lacazette and Aubameyang that are very, very good to score goals, to lead the lines. They've got pace. The finishing's very, very good, and I think they combine with each other very well. To be quite fair. But Arsenal are in search for the winger. I do think they need a winger in there because obviously Mkhitaryan and Iwobi haven't been really delivering the goods for them, as we all know. But yeah. Arsenal have got a few potential targets, they're interested in, as we all know. There were talks about Ozil and Isco as a potential swap deal. Arsenal would take that all day long. They would be very, very, very satisfied with Isco. Would Arsenal, as we all know, he's a great, great player. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play. He's failed to really prove himself under Santiago Solari because he's out of favour at Real Madrid now under Santiago Solari. But he's a world-class midfielder. As we all know, he's got a lot of tenacity about his play. He's fast on the ball. He's quick. Very agile. He's a very, very good player. As I said, I think he's got around the 600 odd million release clause in his contract. I think he's under contract with Madrid till 2022. As we all know, there were talks in the press the other week, as I did update you, and there were talks going on about Ozil and Isco as a potential swap deal, and Arsenal would actually go along with this Ozil and Isco's potential swap deal because Arsenal would be happy with Isco at their club. Isco's obviously he's won honours. I think he's won 4 Champions Leagues at Real Madrid. Since 2013. Something like, because he has been at Real Madrid since 2013. He used to play under Manuel Pellegrini, obviously at Malaga, where he won the Golden Boy Award, I think. He began his career with Valencia, mainly in the Valencia reserve team, as we all know. He mainly is an attacking midfielder, is the player, as we all know, but he's strong, he's quick, he's got a lot of tenacity about his play, as I said, as Isco. But as I did say, there were a lot of talks about that going on as well. So there's a bit of rumours to update you on the Arsenals. As I updated you yesterday, I give you a bit of Liverpool's transfer news. As we all know, Klopp's invested in that team in the last couple of seasons, as we all currently know. But Liverpool, are unbeaten so far. They've got a great goal difference, as we all know. I think they've scored. Have they scored 40-odd goals now this season in the Premier League? I think they've only conceded about 8 or something, 7, 8 goals or something like that. I will have a look. But they've invested in the last couple of seasons. They've got great, great players. They've got Virgil van Dijk. That's addressed their defensive problems very, very well. They've got Virgil van Dijk in there who's very, very good for them. As I said, they've got a great goalkeeper. They've got attackingly, they look very, very sharp and very, very good as well. As I said, and look very, very energetic to Liverpool. They're playing great, great football, as I said. And Klopp's, emulated the football, that he did at Borussia Dortmund, and he's took it to Liverpool, as we all currently know, and he's done very, very well. I think Liverpool are going to win it this season, as I said, because City have lost the last 2 games in the Premier League, as we all know, which we didn't expect to happen. But Liverpool now are in pole position. But as I said, still a long way to go. They're 7 points in front. They've got 2 difficult games coming up. Liverpool have got Arsenal coming up and Man City coming up, I think, as well. So they have got difficult games coming up. But as I said, they were the biggest spenders during the course of last summer with Liverpool, as we all know. He's got great managerial credentials with Klopp. He's motivated the team very, very well, and he's got the team playing, absolutely great, as I said. But Liverpool have got a few potential targets. As I said, as I did mention to you guys, that Christian Pulisic is Liverpool's potential target. Thorgan Hazard's a potential Liverpool target. But Christian Pulisic, as I said, it's Liverpool and Chelsea who are actually in the race for Christian Pulisic, as we all know. The run report saying that he did actually want to play under Sarri and he wanted to go to Chelsea. And then with the run report saying he would prefer the move to Liverpool, Christian Pulisic, because obviously I think now he could actually be sanctioned off in January because Borussia Dortmund are making inquiries about potentially getting a replacement for Christian Pulisic. So they're looking for a replacement. They've been interested in Borussia Mönchengladbach and Hazard as well. And they've also been interested in Callum Hudson, Chelsea's Callum Hudson, because he's struggling for game time and consistency at Chelsea, as we all know. But Christian Pulisic is under contract with Dortmund until 2020. There's been no signs of him signing a new contract, as we all know. He's progressed up the ranks very, very well. He's proven himself very, very well in Germany with Borussia Dortmund, as I said. And blatantly, the other week, as I said, Borussia Dortmund confirmed they weren't willing to do any business in January. So the director of Borussia Dortmund had confirmed they were not willing to do any business in January. Reportedly, he's rated at around 50, 60 million pounds or 70 million pounds, and that's a lot for a young player. As I said, he is only 20 years of age, so he is still his prime, but he's got a lot of tenacity about his play. He hasn't been really getting the game time this season at Borussia Dortmund because of Jonko Sanko, as we all know. So he hasn't really been favoured, Christian Pulisic, as we all know. But it has been Chelsea and Liverpool that have been potentially linked with the player. But I think he is keen on a move to the Premier League, is Pulisic, as I said. But obviously Chelsea, for me, do need a strong centre forward, as we all know, because Morata looks set to leave. Eden Hazard, I think reportedly is going to commit his future at the end of the season. He hasn't fully committed his future yet. Callum Hudson's not getting the game time he wants, so Chelsea could see a few of their players leave. So this is why Chelsea are linked, with quite a few players, as we all know. But as I said to you, it's Chelsea, Liverpool in the race for Pulisic. Klopp knows about the player because Klopp's worked with him in the past, at Borussia Dortmund. The player's American. The Liverpool owners, FSG, are American, as we all currently know. But yeah, I think it complement Liverpool's team well. I think it complement Chelsea's team very, very well. And it would be good to come and see him experience the Premier League, play amongst different players, experiencing in era. It would be good for the player. And I think he'd grow and develop fantastically well because Borussia Dortmund now is not getting the chance this season as we speak. Yeah, he's a very, very good runner. His prospects of what I've seen of him, his statistics, look very, very decent indeed. You can put him attacking mid, you can play him out wide. He mainly does play as a winger, Christian Pulisic. But as I said, reports coming out, he actually could be gone in January. But Borussia Dortmund said they weren't willing to do any business until the end of the season, as we all know, for the player. But as I said, yeah, it's been Liverpool and Chelsea that have been in. Guys, about that, I do apologise. It did go off, did my battery, as it does sometimes on this video. So yeah, I do apologise. But as I was saying, yeah, Thorgan Hazard's been a potentially another Liverpool target, as we all know. Obviously, the brothers of Eden Hazard and his brothers Kylian Hazard, and the player is Belgium himself. Thorgan Hazard, as I said, reportedly, as the player got around the 26 million release clause, reportedly Liverpool want to get a deal over the line for him for around £31 million. Thorgan Hazard. I think is he a midfielder or is he a winger or something like that? Thorgan Hazard. Reportedly actually began his career with Lens. He actually played for Chelsea as well, but he never played a competitive match for Chelsea. He went on loan for a couple of seasons and now he's at he's crashing a bit, and now he's at Borussia Mönchengladbach, and he signed for them permanently in 2015, Borussia Mönchengladbach as well. As I said, the player is Belgium, as we all currently know, but reported that Liverpool have also been interested in Thorgan Hazard as well. According to the media, they've been interested in him. He's won Belgian Golden Shoe. He's won Belgian Footballer of the Year as well as the. So potentially Liverpool have been interested in Borussia Mönchengladbach's Thorgan Hazard, but obviously Borussia Dortmund have also been interested in as a replacement for Christian Pulisic as well. But Liverpool have been interested in Thorgan Hazard. Liverpool are still keeping tracks on RP Leipzig's Timo Werner, as we all know. As I said,
he's a good player. You know, he's got a lot of tenacity part his play. He's only 22 years old. You know, he's done very, very well with RP Leipzig, as we all currently know in the process. As I said, you know, he risen up the ranks to Stuttgart. You know, he had 3 years with Stuttgart. He broke in the senior team in 2013. He wasn't really that good, but he has grown and developed more now, and he's done very, very well. I think he's keen on staying in Germany. He has had talks about going to the Premier League. You know, in the past, he was the youngest player to represent Stuttgart, as we all know. You know, youngest goal scorer ever. He's got a record of becoming the youngest player to make around over 100 odd appearances, you know, in the Bundesliga. You know, he made his Germany senior debut in 2017 as well. Also won the Confederations Cup with Germany as well. Did Timo Werner. But yeah, reportedly Liverpool have showed an interest in him. I think Liverpool have been linked with Timo Werner in the past as well. But when he was a youngster, he was a prolific goal scorer for Germany. You know, he was a prolific goal scorer in his youth international level with Germany. As I said, was Timo Werner. But yeah, very, very good player. Pulls lines fantastically well. But as I said, you know, Paul are keeping tracks on him. As I said, they're keeping tracks on him. As I said, so yeah, so there's some transfer rooms to update you on. I will be updating you on some more later on. I think Paul Pogba as well will be definitely now staying at Manchester United because he's proven to be a lot more consistent and playing to his potential best under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Even though Juventus are still monitoring, Barcelona are still monitoring him, he will be staying. I think if we'd still had Mourinho gone in the January window, but I think he's going to stay now. Paul Pogba, we paid £89 million for him. I know he had four good years, you know, with Juventus. He left in 2012 because he wasn't getting enough game time under Ferguson, but I think now he's going to prove himself very, very well. Scored 2 good goals against Huddersfield, got 2 or 3 assists, you know, against Cardiff, as I said, and he's been running the show very, very well in that midfield as Paul Pogba expressed himself, and he's a player that can be on at least 12 to 15 goals a season, you know, when he's in that kind of form, which he has shown under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's been in superb form, and I think, you know, he's a good player, Paul Pogba. He's a very, very good player. He was good when he was at Juventus. You know, he actually began his career, I think he's in his youth, he actually began his professional career with Manchester United, did Paul Pogba. As we all know, and we know how much of an essential midfielder he is, as we all know. But it's good to see that Solskjaer said everyone's going to get the chance. He's going to rotate, as I said. So yeah, this is my Manchester United Bournemouth preview, including some transfer rumours he updated you with. So as I said, Sanchez could be in contention for the Bournemouth game because he's been at the training ground. Seeing his fitness, as we all know, he looks set to return now. Does Alexis Sanchez? You know, he's been progressing his fitness, as we all know, which is very, very good to see. But Solskjaer did confirm he will definitely be involved in the Newcastle game on the 2nd of January. So anyway, channel, and I think Rojo's still out. I think Smalling's still out. I think McTominay's still a doubt as well. I think Martial's set to return in this game after missing the Huddersfield game as well. So anyway, and then Lukaku's set to return. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll be back very, very soon with more live videos. Take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.